Okay, so good evening everyone. I think after 3 days gap we are starting with the today's class. Last class in della marth hogilla anta ankotini. Okay, so just a small recap like what we have done in the previous class. We started with the database management system. So database management system naga we discussed about the data definition language and data manipulation language antele ಎರಡು type of SQL commands we have seen in the previous class. Data definition language mainly deals with the structure of the database and the database and tables create ಮಾಡೋದು ಅದರ structure ಮೇಲೆ we concentrate in the data definition language, or in short it is DDL. And DML ಬಂದಾಗ data manipulation language ಅಂತೇಳಿ where we deal with the data in the database in this case. So data definition language naga we have three types of queries that is widely used, that is create, and we have alter, and we have drop. These are the three commands that we have in the data definition language. Data manipulation language bandaga we have commands like insert, update, delete, and select. So these are the four commands that we have in case of the data manipulation language in this case. So ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಡೇಟಾ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, how to delete the data, update the data, and how to retrieve the data is what we have seen in the previous classes in this case. So ಇವತ್ತಿಂದ we will be mainly concentrating on the select part in this case, because while inserting a data, deleting the data, updating a data is a one time work in this. One time work ಅನ್ನೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ it is like one common thing. ಅಲ್ಲಿ insert into table name values, give the values, that's it. You want to update a data, update table name, set column name equal to whatever the new value you want. ಬೇಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ where condition ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ we don't give the where condition. Delete is used to remove the data from the table in this case. So ಅಲ್ಲಿ delete from table name ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಿ where condition ಆಗಿ if we delete, the data will be deleted in this case. And the last one is to retrieve the data, that is select star from select attribute name from table name ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ that is used to retrieve the data in this case. So we have created a table, we have stored the data, you have deleted the data, modified the data, you have retrieved the data in this case. In the today's class we are concentrating on two aspects in this case. One is, as I told you, if you remember in the previous class, we never ever want to delete any data in the database. Database naga namdu yaudu data delete agbardu. That is our all time requirement in this case. Okay, because even though the user wants to delete a data, that should be hidden from him, but it should not be deleted actually from the table in this case. Same thing happens with your Facebook or Gmail, whatever applications you are using, WhatsApp irbodu, Instagram irbodu, where they give you an option for deleting the data. But actually real time naga system naginda, our system naginda, the data is never deleted. So even if you have sent a mail to somebody and you'll delete it from your inbox and sent item, ಅಥವಾ sent item ನಂಗೆ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಅಥವಾ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಡ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್ ನಂಗೆ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ದು ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಸರ್ವರ್ನಾಗ ದ ಡೇಟಾ ಇಸ್ ನೆವರ್ ಡಿಲೀಟೆಡ್. ನೀವು ವಾಟ್ಸಪ್ನಾಗ ನೀವು ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ, ಮೆಸೇಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಆಪ್ಷನ್, ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಮೈ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಅಂತ ಒಂದು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಬರ್ತದೆ. ಅಟ್ ದಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಇಫ್ ಐ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಅ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಡೇಟಾ, ನಮ್ಮ ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ನಾಗ ಅಥವಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ನಾಗ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಶೋ ದಟ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಲೀಟೆಡ್. ಬಟ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್, ಇನ್ ರಿಯಲ್ ಟೈಮ್ ದೀಸ್ ಡೇಟಾ ಆರ್ ನೆವರ್ ಡಿಲೀಟೆಡ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದ ಸರ್ವರ್. ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅದು ಲೈಕ್ ಸರ್ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಅಂತ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ದೇ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ದ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇಸ್ ಡಿಲೀಟೆಡ್ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ಬಟ್ ಹೌ ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಹೈಡ್, ಯು ವಿಲ್ ಸೇ ದಟ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡಿಲೀಟೆಡ್. ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ they don't go for a hard delete. Hard delete ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ delete from table name ಅಂತ query ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು delete ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ we call it as a hard delete. Hard delete is something which we can never recover from that particular operation. Instead of that, they always make use of something called as soft delete ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ. So ಈ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು, ದಟ್ ಇಸ್ ವಾಟ್ ವಿ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕಾನ್ಸಂಟ್ರೇಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಟುಡೇಸ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಟು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ದಟ್ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್, ದ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್ ಇಸ್, ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ, ಆ ಟೇಬಲ್ನಾಗ ಯು ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ 3 ಕಾಲಮ್ಸ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೇಸ್. ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಬಂದು ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಲೀಟ್, ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಅಂತನೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲಮ್ ವಿಚ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಇಂಟೀಜರ್ ಟೈಪ್. ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಬಂದು ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಅಂತೇಳಿ. ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಡೇಟ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಯಾವತ್ತು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತದೋ, ಅಥವಾ ಈಗ ನೀವು ಡೇಟಾ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂದರೆ ವೆನ್ ದಟ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ವಾಸ್ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ಸೈಡ್ ದ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೇಸ್. ಮೂರನೇದು ಬಂದು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಡೇಟಾನ ಯಾರು ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ ಅದರದ್ದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ದಟ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೇಸ್. ಸೊ ಈಗ ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ in the previous class, like we had created a table called database called as student. Adralage TBL student details was the name of the table that we had created, and our table naga let me see the columns in this. So I'll design antano option hodri antandre it will show all the columns that exist in that table. So ishtu data aldene there should be, as I told you just now, we should add some more columns to this. Like first bandu it is called as soft delete and data type is int, so it will be a integer value in this. Second bandu idu record yavat insert agada created date yavat create agada antele. Data type you can take varchar or you can take date time. I'll prefer using varchar yakandre date time ant bandaga it is a USA format in this case, so hence for the time being I'll take it as a date format, varchar in this case. Next created by, so our record yaar insert madara information or name of that particular person in this case. Okay, idu to some extent internship level project, these three columns is good. The best thing is you should have some more columns in this case. Like suppose idu data modify agittu antandra, somebody modified the record inside this, we should have a column that is modified on followed by the varchar. Andra ಈ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕಾಲಮ್ನಾಗ ನೀವು ಈ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ನಾಗ ಯಾರದೇ ಒಂದು ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ಅಂದ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ನೀವು ಏನಾದರೂ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಫೈಡ್ ಆನ್ ಅಂತನೋ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲಮ್. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವತ್ತು ಮಾಡಿಫೈಡ್ ಆಗ್ಯದ ಅಂತನೋ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ನಮಗಿರ್ಬೇಕು. ಅಥವಾ ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಸೇ ಮಾಡಿಫೈಡ್ ಡೇಟ್, ಐ ಕೀಪ್ ಇಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ವೇ. ಸೊ ಯಾವತ್ತು ಮಾಡಿಫೈ ಆಗ್ಯದ, ಮಾಡಿಫೈ ಆಗಿರೋ ಡೇಟ್, ಯಾರು ಮಾಡಿಫೈ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ ಅದ್ರ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನು ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ modified by followed by varchar. Same way the data can also be deleted. So delete madara antandre, as I told you, it is a soft delete. Soft delete means the data is never deleted but it is hidden from the user. So ಈಗ ಅದು ಯಾರು ಹೈಡ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ deleted date is one more column you should add, followed by same varchar of 50. Next deleted by, ಯಾರು ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್. ಸೊ varchar 50. ಸೊ I'll take the varchar again. ನೀವು ಇನ್ನೂ ಹೈ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಕಂಪ್ನೀಸ್ ಹೋದ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ಈವನ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್ ವೈ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಫೈಡ್ ಆರ್ ಡಿಲೀಟೆಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್. ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ರೀಸನ್ ಬೇಡ, ಬಟ್ ಎಸ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಮಾಡಿಫೈ ಎನಿ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ದೇ ವಾಂಟ್ ದ ರೀಸನ್ ಲೈಕ್ ವೈ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾಡ್ ಮಾಡಿಫೈಡ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೇಸ್. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ modified reason varchar of, give a huge size in this case. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ they will be mentioning detail about like why they have modified the record in this case. And next deleted reason. Deleted reason, suppose if any of the record has to be deleted then they should mention like why that particular record was deleted. Like example, student in the record delete ಮಾಡ್ಯಾರ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ there should be a reason, like he has left the college ಅಥವಾ like he got transferred, he shifted the college, he left studies, or maybe he expired. ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ರೀಸನ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತವ. ಸೊ that should also be mentioned in this. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿಯೊಳಗೆ ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ, ವಿಚ್ ಎವರ್ ಟೇಬಲ್, ಇಫ್ ಯು ರೈಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ನೇಮ್, then it must have all these values. Remember this: soft delete, created date, created by, modified date, modified by, deleted date, deleted by, modified ಒಂದು ರೀಸನು, deleted ಒಂದು ರೀಸನ್. Okay, and they all can be empty. That is important. Like created ಮತ್ತು created by empty ಇರಬಾರ್ದು, because ಯಾವಾಗ whenever the data is inserted ಅದರ record must be taken. Modified ಅವೆಲ್ಲ they can be empty because first time when I have created a record, nobody has modified it. So other the information of store Manangala at the first point. Hence, we will be only allowing the null value for modified date, modified by, deleted date, deleted by, modified reason, deleted reason in this case. And when you are inserting the record, you need not insert these records and you can keep it empty in this case. So istittu, let me save the table. Remember what I am telling you, all these points are 100% professional way of developing the application, and that too these are all the conditions that we follow in our National Informatics Center. NIC is one such organization where ಇಡೀ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಒಳಗೆ ನಡೆಯುವಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ವೆಬ್ಸೈಟ್ಸ್ಗಳು ದೇ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್. ಸೊ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಆಲ್ ದೋಸ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡರ್ಡ್ಸ್, ದೇ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಇಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಸೆಕ್ಯೂರಿಟಿ, for complete information, everything in this. These are all the terms that you must use these things in your when you are practicing for the project in this. Okay, now coming back to this. So these are all the columns that we have created in this. Next, sir, data, I want to insert some data inside the table, because whenever I want to have some operations to be performed, if I have more data, it will be good in this case. So these are all the columns that we have. Let me open the query window, and here I can insert the data in this case. So use student, that is the name of the database. So select Madi, I'll execute this. So database name change aito. Let me see how many records I have here. So select star from TBL underscore student details. Let me see how many records are there in the table. It is student underscore details. What is the problem? TBL, okay. TBL admalilla. Okay, run the application. Finally, there are no records in this. Okay, fine. Let us insert the record. Yes, we need to store many records. At least on 5 to 6 records must be stored in this case. So insert ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ, there are two methods of inserting the data. I'll use the standard way of inserting the data in the table, that is insert into TBL student details, that is a table name, open bracket, whichever the columns that you want to insert, you have to mention the name of those columns. So that is student name, comma, next I need mobile number, comma, next email ID, comma, next is gender and address, comma, and next I have course name, comma, created it is soft delete, comma, next I have soft delete at takshana, it is created date. These are all compulsory fields in this case. Created by. So you have mentioned all the names of the columns that you want to insert in this case, and then we start inserting the records. So records insert madlike you have to use a keyword values, and again inside the bracket start inserting the data. Like I told you, ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು string attribute ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ put it inside single quotation. So let me take the name Sachin, comma, next his mobile number separated by comma, email ID sachin@gmail.com, say address Chennai, comma, course name I'll take BCA, comma, soft delete. Remember, two numbers in this case, 0 indicates the record exists, 1 indicates it is deleted. Simple method in this case. So ನನಗೆ ಇದು ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಲೈವ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ it should not be hidden from the user ಅಂದರೆ I'll put 0. Suppose ನಂಗೆ ನಾಳೆ ಹೈಡ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಯಿತು ಅಂತಂದರೆ I'll set the soft delete to 1, means that the record is deleted in this. Simple method we use here. Next is created date. So let me put today's date 22/03/2022, comma, created by. Sometimes ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ, the record is inserted by some people. like it can be a staff or at college administrator, or sometimes the student has to self register in this case. So I'll keep it as self for the time being, saying that the student he himself has registered the data in this case. So ist data insert madri last ge put a semicolon. Rest all are optional in this, so I can skip them. Select it, execute the query, and it says error. The error is because maybe we have missed any of the field here. Course name BCA soft delete created by, everything is correct. We missed the gender. Understand this. There are more columns in insert statement than value specified in values clause. So in bracket olaga I have specified more columns, but I have not given the exact number of values inside the value clause in this case. So that is what the error most of the students will make mistake. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮ್ಯಾಲ್ ಕಾಲಮ್ಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಅಥವಾ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ನ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಅಥವಾ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಆಗಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಆಸ್ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್. ಸೊ ಅಂಥ ಕೇಸ್ನ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಎರರ್. ದ ಕರೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಇಸ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ದ email ID, I'll place the gender as male. Select it, execute, and you can see the statement has been terminated. Cannot insert a null value in SID. So ಇದು primary key attribute ada. I think we have set it as auto increment. Just let me check. It is actually set as auto increment. I'll change it. That was for the college ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಡೇಟಾಬೇಸಿಗೆ ಅದು ಸೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ, ಅದರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ ಇಟ್ ವಾಸ್ ಗಿವಿಂಗ್ ಎರರ್. ಐ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಇಟ್ ದಟ್ ನೌ. ಸೊ ಫೈನಲಿ ಥರ್ಡ್ ಅಟೆಂಪ್ಟ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಸ್ಟೋರ್ಡ್, and yes, it says one row affected. Let me insert some different records in this case. I'll make a small change, type easy ಆಗ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ I'll cut this. Sachin admala, I'll keep Anil, his mobile number, Anil, say male, we'll keep it Kalburgi. He is also studying BCA soft delete. Everything remains same. So run the query, one more row inserted. Next is Sunil, his mobile number, Sunil male, Kalburgi nadana BCA bada, will make him MCA. Self registered, everything remains same. Yes, let me insert some more records in this. Vinil, his mobile number, Vinil male, Bangalore, and he's also studying MCA. Run the query, data inserted. Some girls names also, say Asha, yes, Asha female, and from Mysore, studying MCA, remaining is fine. Next you can say Rama, and Rama female from Bangalore. Hey boys, don't note down these numbers, ella fake numbers ava. PE, run the application. We can have one more, Rani, female from Kalburgi, and she is also BE student. Run the application. Last we will add one more, say Rahul, his mobile number, Rahul male. Girls, don't note down these numbers. Bangalore, and he is studying MTech. And remaining same. So now we have inserted some records in this case. I don't remember how many. Let us retrieve those data. Select star from followed by the table name. Let me delete the unwanted data and run this application. Yes, okay, good. We have inserted around 8 records in this case, and since we had not inserted any records for these values, it has filled with null values in this. Problem, let it be null only, because we need those columns in later part in this case. So ಈಗ suppose any one of the student has left the college, I need to delete his record. ಅಥವಾ ಈಗ select query, generally if the customer says I want to retrieve all the data from the table, we never show it as select star from table name. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು extra condition ಕೊಡ್ತೀವಿ, that is where soft delete equal to 0 is compulsory. Okay, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ soft delete 0 ಇತ್ತಂದ್ರೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ the data is active is what it is showing in this. Of course, I have inserted all the data to zeros, so you can see there are 8 students in our college in this case, or institute in this case. If suppose one of the students, say Vinil will quit this particular course, I need to delete his record. So heng delete ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ everybody will say delete from table name where SID is equal to 4. ಯಾರನ್ನ ಈ ಟೈಪ್ ಕ್ವೆರಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ they are fit for academic knowledge in this case, not for the professional knowledge. Professional knowledge ಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ you want to delete Vinil's record, it should not be delete from, it should be update query where we set the soft delete to 1 in this case. ಈಗ this was a query to retrieve the data, all the data in this. I have displayed that. Now let me delete a particular record. So update tbl student underscore details, set soft delete equal to 1 where SID is equal to Vinil in the SID is 4. So I'll keep that and run this application. Adashte query select ಮಾಡಿ I will execute. So you can see one row affected, means I will say that one row has been deleted. Okay, now let me retrieve all the data, like delete ಆಗಿರೋ ಒಂದು record bit ಬೇರೆ record retrieve ಮಾಡೋಣ, and when I select it, you can see how many records are being displayed. It's only 7 records in this. Total strength is 8, but only 7 are being displayed. Then where did the deleted record go? The deleted record has not gone anywhere. It is there only, but it is hidden from you people. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ because of this condition, that is where soft delete equal to 0. So when I have set soft delete equal to 0, the students whose soft delete column is 0, only their records are being displayed. ನಾಳೆ ನಂಗೆ ಸರ್ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮಂದಿ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ನೀವು ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರಿ ತೋರಿಸ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ I will put this to 1 and execute the query. So now you can see one record has been deleted, means it is actually soft deleted, and hence you cannot see the record in this. Sir, delete ಆಗಿರೋರು ಮತ್ತು delete ಆಗದಿರೋರಿಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾರ್ದು ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಬೇಕು. Only that time give select star from table name F5. You can see 8 records. Even the Vinil's record you can see here, and most important, his soft delete is set to 1. So if it is soft delete is set to 1, means that the record is deleted. So adike when I execute this query, it will not show me the I'll set this to 0, and when I execute it, then it will show only 7 records without Vinil's name. So ee reetiyolaga we hide the records, or we call it as a soft delete concept in database in this case. And remember, this must be applied in any project you do. ಯಾವುದೇ ನೀವು ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಪಾಸಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೂ you must have this particular option in this case. ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಅದು ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಹಾಕಿ you should perform the other queries in this case. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿಯೊಳಗೆ ನಾವು ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ ಡಿಲೀಟ್ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕಾನ್ಸೆಪ್ಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು we delete the record in the database in this case. I hope everyone is clear. ಎಲ್ಲಾರ್ಕಿಂತ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಬೈ ಹಾರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಡ್ರಿ. These columns starting from soft delete, whatever the columns I have mentioned here, all these columns are standard columns that must be there inside your table. ಯಾವುದೇ table create ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, it must have all these columns in the last in this case. Okay, so ee ರೀತಿಯೊಳಗ we perform the soft delete operation in this. Next, ಈಗ if I ask you to retrieve the details of the students who are studying MCA, ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ತೋರಿಸ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ we make use of select star from table name, and select star naga I don't need all these extra columns in this case. I need only the starting columns. So you can mention the attribute names here, like you'll mention the attribute SID comma name of the person, that is student name, then comma it is email ID, gender, comma address, course name, and that's it from TBL student. Where soft delete is 0, adanthru fix irabek. Yavade query bardru from today onwards you have to end the statement with where soft delete equal to 0. Now there are 7 records in this case. Sir, nanga MCA oda students in matra data beku antandaga where soft delete equal to 0 and course equal to course name equal to, I will say MCA, and let me MCA is in string format ada, so keep it in single quotation and run the query. I'll get only the students who are studying MCA. Now let me insert one more record in this case. I'll add one more record in the table for storing data. I'm trying to be a bit lazy now. That is insert into TBL student. Okay, I'm inserting one more record in this. Rajesh, his mobile number, and Rajesh, male, Bangalore, and he is also studying say MCA. So he is studying MCA, and I'll store his record, execute the one row affected. Now let me retrieve the data of the students who are studying MCA. Adikku ನಾವು ಒಂದು query ಬರ್ದಿದ್ವಿ, like select followed by all the column names. I'll take it from here, SID comma all the column names from TBL student underscore details, where course name equal to MCA and soft delete equal to 0. As I told you that always now on everything should be, and all the queries must end with soft delete equal to 0. So course name equal to MCA. Third student already I had retrieved their data, and one more student record I have inserted. Let me run the query now. Execute. Course name COURSE. Okay, so course name, let me execute it now. How many records it is showing? Only 2. I had just now inserted a Rajesh button. Okay, we can change that later. So this Rajesh record was inserted just now, but still he is showing me only 2 records in this. 100% I'm sure his record is inserted just now, so record can't be deleted. Then where is the problem? The problem is when he was self-registration ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕತ್ತಾರೆ. It's like I ask you people to enter your data and submit it. So that time what Rajesh did was he entered m.c.a. Actually this is a correct method, short form bardak. But what these 2 students entered was MCA, there was a continuous thing, no dots in this case. Andre ee lekkadaga, I mean if I go it in this way, I can insert one more record of the student, say Ramesh. Ramesh is already there. We'll keep Raju, male, Bangalore, or say Chennai. And what he can do is he can say Master of Computer Application. So he has entered the full course name in this case. Execute. The record is inserted, but when I try to retrieve the data, his record will also not be retrieved in this case. ಇದು ಬರೀ MCAದ್ದೇ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನಾಳೆ like I might insert my record in this. And what I will do is I will say BE dot and then I have inserted the record, inserted. And if I just write select star from TBL student underscore details where soft delete equal to 0, if I run the actual query without any where conditions, what is the problem? Select yes. So now there are actually total you have around 10 records in this case. Okay, 10, 1, 2, 3, okay, 4 is deleted. So we have actually 10 records in this. But in that B, there are 3 people. B, Rama, Rani and myself. There are 3 people in this. But if I try to retrieve the data of the students who are studying BE, only 2 records are being retrieved. Now where did B.E. go went? That was a separate string in this. Suppose B.E. kotte antandra, only 1 record will be inserted. I mean 1 record will be retrieved in this. Yaduk idu problem aglighatad antandra, because that course name, the user can enter the name of the course the way he wants. Like ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಇಂಜಿನಿಯರಿಂಗ್ ತಗೊಳ್ರಿ, some people will say B.Tech ಅಂತ ಬರೀತಾರೆ, some people will say Bachelor of Engineering ಅಂತ ಬರೀತಾರೆ, some people will say BE, some students will type it as B.E. some people will write BE inside the bracket computer science, information science, whichever course they want. But problem ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, when I am retrieving the data I will get a problem in this. So ಇದು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಓವರ್ಕಮ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ what SQL says is, whenever you have a repeated set of data, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲಮ್ನಾಗ ಸಪೋಸ್ ನಿಮ್ದು ಏನಾದರೂ ಡೇಟಾ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಡೋಂಟ್ ಅಲೌ ದ ಯೂಸರ್ ಟು ರಿಪೀಟ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ ಆರ್ ಟೈಪ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ ಮ್ಯಾನ್ಯಲಿ. ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ದೇ ಸೇ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಟೇಬಲ್. ಸ್ಪ್ಲಿಟ್ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು? ಒಂದು ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಪುಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ನೇಮ್ ಇನ್ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಟೇಬಲ್. ಸೊ ದೇರ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ID, ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ನೇಮ್, 2 ಕಾಲಮ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕೋರ್ಸಿಗೆ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಒನ್ ID in this case. Now I'll show you one simple example. So what they say is, you should create one new table, say TBL course, and then here you should have course ID and course name, and each course ID should have a separate name in this case. Like example 1, it is for BE, 2 for BCA, 3 for BSc, 4 for MSc, 5 for MCA, 6 for MTech, and so on. And then what he says is, nimdu TBL student details and table ada, aa table naga instead of storing the name of the course, store their ID. Like example, a student is studying BE course, avaniಗೆ ನಾವು ಏನಂತೀವಿ, instead of BE you should put it as 1, and instead of MSc he should put the course ID as 4. ಆ ರೀತಿಯೊಳಗೆ ಟೇಬಲ್ನಾಗ ಡೇಟಾ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೇವೆ ನಾವು. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ವಿ ನೀಡ್ ಟು create this kind of a table. ಈಗೇನಾಗ್ತದೆ, whenever you have a repeated data inside the table, we must split that table and ಆ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಗುವಂಥ ಡೇಟಾನ ಒಂದು ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ನ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ. those tables which I have created just now, these are called as master tables. These are called as master tables. Technically ನಮ್ಮ ಕಂಪ್ನಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋಂಥ ಟರ್ಮ್, ಆರ್ ಥೆರಾಟಿಕಲಿ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಬುಕ್ಸ್ನಾಗ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಆಸ್ ಪೇರೆಂಟ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ಸ್. ಸೊ parent table or master table means that ಎ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಭಾಳಷ್ಟು ಟೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಬರ್ತಾವೆ ನಿಮ್ದು ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ನಾಗ. ದೆರ್ ಆರ್ ಮೆನಿ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ದಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟೆಡ್ ವಿಚ್ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ಮೋಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂಸ್. ಲೈಕ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ನೇಮ್, ಸೇ ನಂದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಿಟ್ಯೂಟ್ ಅಡ್ಮಿಷನ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ನಾಗ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ನೇಮ್ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಆಸ್ಕ್ ದ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಟು ರೈಟ್ ದ ನೇಮ್ ಬೈ ದೆಮ್ಸೆಲ್ಫ್. ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ನಾ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ದೊಂದು ಟೇಬಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೀನಿ. ಇನ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ I will be entering all the college names and you have to just choose that particular college name where you are studying. ಆ ರೀತಿಯೊಳಗೆ we create the structure in this case. So such tables we call them as master table or the parent table in this. Next, ಈಗ ನಾ suppose if the student is studying B, I tell him in the TBL student details naga don't write B, you should put the value 1. So that table we call them as dependent tables or we call them as child tables. So ಈಗ ನಮ್ದು ಸಿಸ್ಟಮ್ ನಮ್ದು ಡೇಟಾಬೇಸ್ನಾಗ we need to have two different tables in this case. One is a master table and second is the dependent table. Dependent table I already create ಮಾಡಿವಿ. I need to create the master table in this case. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ let me create a new table in my database in this. So let me take a new query window and create a table. Create table TBL. Generally now master table ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಟಾಗ we keep MST, which highlights it as a master table in this case. MST underscore college list ಅಥವಾ college names. And then I need two columns in this case. One is college alla, it is course, course list open bracket course ID which should be int primary key and ಅದು ಆಟೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ಲಿ ಇಂಕ್ರಿಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಟೈಪ್ ಐಡೆಂಟಿಟಿ ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಆರ್ ಟೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಹಿಮ್ ದಟ್ ದ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಆಟೋಮ್ಯಾಟಿಕ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟೆಡ್ ಬೈ ದ ಸಾಫ್ಟ್ವೇರ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೇಸ್. ದೆನ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಐ ನೀಡ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ನೇಮ್ varchar of some 100 and of course soft delete which is int and then created on varchar of some 50. Uldadella you know how to create in this case. So now let me execute this and create the table. The table is created. Idragi insert ಮಾಡ್ರಿ ಡೇಟಾಸ್ ಗಳನ್ನ. So for that insert into TBL MST course list values and column names alli course ID is not required, identity and kottini course name and next I need soft delete and created OB aita. Okay, created by agbeku. Let me change that. Let me refresh. The table will be created here. It will show the table here. Select the database and refresh. And in the tables, now we have two tables. One is TBL student details. One more is TBL MST course. Designing hogre. Design naga you can change the column name here in this. So created by is what we have to add in this case. Save. Okay. Next. So I have to insert the record now. So to insert the record, it is created by, I'll keep created by in this case. And next values column hakre values and put the values in this case. Like course name, it is MCA, comma soft delete is 0, created by say we'll keep it as admin. Admin is like principal ಅಥವಾ ಸ್ಟಾಫ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು ಅಥವಾ ಪ್ರಿನ್ಸಿಪಲ್ ಕೊಡೋಣ ಕೆಲಸ. ಸೊ he will create the new record. I think the record is inserted. Okay, it's not inserted into TBL values. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಬಾರ್ದು, values should be here. Okay, let me execute this. Invalid column name COUR course spelling COURSE. Okay, course name, run this, one row affected. Next let me insert a next record, say MSc. Execute. Then we have MCA, MSc to MTech. Next I need BCA, then BSc, then BCom, BA, BBM, and so on. You can insert as many as records you want in this case. So now let us see the data. Now we will retrieve all the data of this particular table. So using select star from and run this. So these are all the records in this case. So eaga ಯಾವುದೇ one student, if he wants to insert the record, he must insert the ID instead of the name of that particular course. ಈಗ ID insert ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ TVL student ಆಗ actually we have columns where course is actually course name ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದದ. So it's not course name anymore, it should be course ID. Okay, so ಈ column ನಾವು insert ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕತ್ತೀವಿ. So it's a good programming practice that whatever the value you have given here, same value should be given to this table. varchar ತೆಗೆದು I need to add int value in this case. So I need to modify this particular column in this. So modify ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ right click on this, go to design. I need to first delete this particular record. So right click on this, you can go for delete column and the column is deleted. And ಅದೇ ಜಾಗದಾಗ I need to insert the record. So right click, again insert column. Now it is course ID and data type is int. I should not take a null value. So ಈ ರೀತಿಯೊಳಗ I changed that particular column. Okay, not null ಅಂದ್ರೆ he is not taking a null value now. So what we can do is default, we will ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು default ಅಂತ value ಇರ್ತದ. By default what should be filled for all this course, I'll put 0 and then save the table and click on OK. The user cancelled. Okay, we do one thing simple, null ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಡ್ರಿ, allow null in this case. Later we will insert the record. So ಎಲ್ಲ students ಗೆ the value is set to null value. Now we have to edit all the columns in this case. So ಅದಕ್ಕೆ one simple method is right click ಮಾಡಿ edit top 200 rows. So it will allow the whole table Excel format ನ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾಕಂದರೆ ಒಂದು ಕೂತ್ ಅಪ್ಡೇಟ್ ಕ್ವೆರಿ ಎಕ್ಸಿಕ್ಯೂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಟೈಮ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಸೊ ಲೆಟ್ ಮೀ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ದ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೇಸ್. So these are all the records that I have inserted. So let me refresh the application so that the data is saved in this case. And even a Papa soft delete adoniki, you can make him soft delete fail madre. So the data is stored. Now here the course number 1 is for MCA. So total 1, 2, 3. There are 3 records in this case. ಈಗ ನಾ query ಹಾಕಿ insert ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ I should get those 3 records in this case. ಈಗ slightly it will change. Select star from TBL student details, where first thing is of course soft delete equal to 0 and course ID equal to 1. So when I say course ID equal to 1, refresh, I got all the students who are studying course MCA in this case. If I say course ID equal to 2, and it is 2 again. So next time when a student wants to record his details, when he wants to register himself, ನಾವು ಅವನಿಗೆ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ we will tell him these are all the course. ಪ್ರತಿ ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕೋರ್ಸಿಗೆ ಒಂದು ಐ ಡಿ ಅದ. You have to enter the ID of that particular course, not the name of the course. So ಹಿಂಗಾಗಿ ನೇಮ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರಲ್ಲ, he has to enter the ID only. ಈಗ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್, if you remember, ನೀವು when you write your exams, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬರೀಬೇಕಾದಾಗ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಬರೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ನೇಮ್ ಬರೀರಿ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, ಬಟ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ದೇ ಪ್ರಿಫರ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೋಡ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೇಸ್. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ವೆನ್ ಯು ರೈಟ್ ದ ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೋಡ್ ದೆನ್ there will be no confusion. ನೀವು ಸ್ಪೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೂ there won't be any problem for the lecturer to get to know that what type of application or what type of subject you are writing in this case. So hingagi it is very important that you should split the table, and after splitting the table you must store the ID of that particular student in the table in this case. ಸೊ ಯಾವ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ನೀವು ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ಯದ ಆ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕೋರ್ಸಿಂದ ಐ ಡಿ ತೊಗೊಳ್ರಿ. ಇನ್ಸ್ಟೆಡ್ ಆಫ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ನೇಮ್ ಆಫ್ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ವಿ ಎಂಟರ್ ದ ಐ ಡಿ ಫಾರ್ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಇನ್ಸರ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಿಮೆಂಬರ್, ಇದೇನು ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ ಡೇಟಾಸ್ಗಳಿಂದ ಒಂದು ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ. ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಆ್ಯಸ್ ಅ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ ವೇರ್ ದೀಸ್ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಬೀಂಗ್ ಯೂಸ್ಡ್, ಎಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಐ ಡಿನ ಹಾಕ್ಲಿಕತ್ತೀವಿ, ವಿ ಕಾಲ್ ದಮ್ ಆಸ್ ಅ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಚೈಲ್ಡ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್. ಈ ರೀತಿಯೊಳಗೆ ನೀವು ಯಾವುದೇ ಒಂದು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ರಿಜಿಸ್ಟರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕತ್ತಿದ್ವಿ ಅಥವಾ ಯಾವುದೇ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕತ್ತಿದ್ರಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಐಡೆಂಟಿಫೈ ದೋಸ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ರಿಪೀಟೆಡ್ ಡೇಟಾಸ್. ಯಾವ್ಯಾವ ಡೇಟಾ ರಿಪೀಟ್ ಆಗ್ತಾವ ಅಂತ ನೋಡಿಕೊಂಡು ಅಂಥ ಡೇಟಾಗಳನ್ನು ಒಂದು ಸಪ್ರೇಟ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ದೆನ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ದ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ಸ್. ಯಾವತ್ತಿಗೂ ಇನ್ ಎನಿ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ವಿ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಫೋಕಸ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ವಿ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ದ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ಸ್. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮಗದು ಐಡಿಯಾ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂಥೇಳಿ ನಾ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಆಮೇಲೆ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದದು. ಓಕೆ, ಬಟ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ಡೂಯಿಂಗ್ ಯುವರ್ ಪ್ರಾಜೆಕ್ಟ್ ಪಾರ್ಟ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೇಸ್ ಆ ಟೈಮಿಗೆ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಯು ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ದ master tables and then we create the dependent tables in this. Anyone has any doubt till here? Soft delete concept plus the master table and dependent table in this case. Okay, good. Ega, sir, I want to retrieve the data of the students who are studying BCA. Can anyone tell me the query to retrieve the details of the students who are studying BCA? Select star from table name antru edare ada, where soft delete equal to 0 ada and course ID equal to ಏನದ. Now everybody is not able to tell me the query because they don't know what is the course ID of BCA in this case. BCA the course ID ಏನದ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಅದರ ಸಲುವಾಗಿ everybody is silent in this. So for that let me help you. Select star from TBL MST underscore MST underscore course list. Let me help you people with this table. Okay, now can anyone tell me the query to retrieve the details of the student who study in MTech? Volume ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡ್ರಿ, ಬರೀ 3 ಅಲ್ಲ, you have to tell me the full query.
Select star from table.
Select star from
table student details where select sort delete equal to 0 and course ID equal to 2.
Yes. So Ali select start from table TBL student details where soft delete equal to 0 and course ID equal to I told for MTech student in this case, so it will be 3. Let us see whether it will execute or not. Will it get the student list or not? The answer is yes. 3 and course ID. There are 2 students who are studying that particular course. Can you tell me the query to retrieve the details of the student who are studying BE? Those who are studying BE. Now can you tell me the students who are, okay, B are fine. BSc, Can you tell me the students details who are studying BSc in the BCA, who are studying BCA? Can anyone tell me the query? No one? BSc ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಓದ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತಾರ ಅವ್ರದ್ದು ಡೀಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ಹಂಗೆ ಡಿಸ್ಪ್ಲೇ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಯು ಟೆಲ್ ಮಿ ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ದ ಕ್ವೆರಿ? Boys?
Sir, shall I tell?
Yeah, sure.
So let's start from table student.
Okay.
It is where soft delete equal to 0 and course ID equal to 5.
Okay. So why you did not tell me this before only?
Due to
Because of the same issue in this case. You did not know what is the course ID in this case.
yeah, sir.
There are 8 course here, so you are finding it difficult to tell the course or remember the course ID. Think of VTU in this case, Vishesha Technical University. It has around 78 or 78 courses in this case. Think of your Sharanavasappa Appa, it also has somewhere around 50 courses at least, starting from nursery. So Antalli, remembering the course ID would be the most impossible thing in this case. But you remember the course name. You can remember the course names in this case, but course ID remembering is always difficult. So for that what we do is, now suppose if I want to retrieve the details of the student who is studying BCA, I will first retrieve the course ID from TBL course list, where course name equal to BCA. So when I execute this query, it will give me the course ID, and once I get a course ID, I will fill that in the first query to retrieve the details of the student who are studying BSc in this case. Course name ನೆನಪಿರ್ತದೆ, but course ID ನಮ್ಗೆ ನೆನಪಿರಂಗಲ್ಲ. ಇದೇ ರೀತಿಯೊಳಗೆ for everything you can do in this case. Like I want to get the details of MCA. So first ಈ query execute ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, I'll get the course ID, then I'll come here, I'll put 1, execute this course, this query, it will give me the details of the student. Now instead of executing 2 queries at a time, what I can do is, the output of this query will be directly given as input to the another query in this case. Now understand this point very clearly. ಇಲ್ಲ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತೀನಿ, I am telling select course ID from TBL course where course name equal to MCA ಅಂದಾಗ 1 ಅಂತ ಕೊಡ್ತಾನ. That is automatically given as an input to course ID equal to. So course ID equal to whatever he returns. And what he is returning? He is returning 1. This 1 is directly given as an input to course ID equal to, output of this is 1, so it is course ID equal to 1 in this case. Let me run this whole query now, and I got the record. And most important thing, I did not write the course ID anywhere. Na il course name hakini. Of course it is good to remember easy to remember the names over the IDs in this case. Nange MTech students in information bekagada. I'll just type here MTech, run the query, I'll get the record. I want to know the details of students who are studying MBA. Write the query. Of course there are no records, not an issue. I want to retrieve the details of the students who are studying BCA. I remember the course name, I can type the query, ID is automatically taken and assigned to him. I need not remember the IDs in this case. ಈ ಟೈಪ್ನಾಗ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವೆರಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ವೆರಿ ಬರೆಯೋದು. Actually select start from TBL student where soft delete equal to 0 and course ID is 1 query. In that I am writing one more query inside the brackets. ಈ ರೀತಿಯೊಳಗೆ ಒಂದು ಕ್ವೆರಿ ಒಳಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕ್ವೆರಿ ಬರೆಯೋದಕ್ಕೆ we call it as sub queries ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ, ಅಥವಾ we call them as nested queries. ಯಾವಾಗ ಈ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಬರ್ತಾವ, ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಆ ಐ ಡಿ ಬದಲು ನೇಮ್ ಬೇಸಿಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ರಿಟ್ರೀವ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ. In that case, we make use of this kind of concept in this case, where the user will select the name, will enter the name of that particular course, ಅಥವಾ ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಆಗಿಂದ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ನೇಮ್ ಎಂಟರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ವಾಟ್ ದ ಇನ್ನರ್ ಕ್ವೆರಿ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ ಇಸ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ರಿಟ್ರೀವ್ ದ ID of that particular course, give it as an input to another table, and from there you fetch the data in this. By this you are avoiding the remembering of the column names in the table in this case. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿಯೊಳಗೆ ಈ ನಾವು ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಡಿಪೆಂಡೆಂಟ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ without retrieving or without knowing the ID, we can fetch the data from the table, and we call this as we call it as nested query or sub query anta ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. Okay, and this is most frequently used. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಾ ಬರೀ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಒಂದೇ ಕಾಲಮ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ಕ್ರಿಯೇಟ್ ಮಾಡೀನಿ. I can have one more column here for college. Like I will create one more table in this. Create table TBL underscore MST underscore college ID int primary key identity comma college name varchar of some 100. So the column table is created, and I need to add one more column to the okay, let me insert the records inside this. Insert into TBL MST college values. I'll keep direct values erade column ada. So first in andru it is null because I need not insert because it's a primary key. So I'll just put the college name in this case, Appa College of Engineering. So like this you can have some 4 or 5 colleges. PDA College of Engineering, KBN College of Engineering, then we have KCT, and we have VTU, Regional Center. So let me insert all the records. So all the records are inserted. Ee table student details we need to add one extra column in this case. So let me add the extra column by using alter command. Alter table name, add column. I need the column name as college ID int. Column is not required. Run this. One column add agadiga, that is you can refresh the table and you can see here. So that column is added. Last again directly I'll insert the record here only by using edit antano option, and let me put some college IDs, say deleted reason. After that we have last again. Okay, I have not closed it. Let me close it and open again. Okay, edit option now open ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ, so that I'll enter the data directly in the table in this. So I have college ID 1 2 2 3 4 1 2 1 1 2 3. Okay, so the data is inserted. ಈಗ I need to retrieve the details of the student who are studying in Appa Engineering College. So adaka select star from TBL TBL student underscore details, where of course soft delete equal to 0 and college ID equal to select college ID from TBL underscore MST underscore college, where college name where college name equal to, inside that, Upper College of Engineering, and run the application, and TBL student details, TBL student underscore details, everything is correct. Okay, that is use master antada. I have to change use student. Illi you can see master antada, master olaga aa table illa. Now it is student. Now it will show me the record in this case. So I've got the data of the students who are studying in Upper College of Engineering without writing their college ID in this case. Then PDA college in the hudugar information bekagada. Just change it as, put it as PDA, refresh. We have 4 students who are studying in PDA in this case. So ee reeti olaga without mentioning the ID of course or master tables, we can retrieve the data through the concept of subqueries. Sir, I need to retrieve the details of the students who are studying in PDA college, and second condition is they must be doing MTech. Avaga ಎರಡು conditions bartava, saying and course ID equal to, you can't take course name because course name is not a column inside this table TBL student details. ನೀವು ಫ್ರಮ್ ಅಂತಂದಾಗ ಯಾವ ಟೇಬಲ್ ನೇಮ್ ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ತೀರಿ ಆ ಟೇಬಲ್ನಾಗಿರೋ ಕಾಲಮ್ಸ್ಗಳಷ್ಟೇ ನೀವು ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ನೇಮ್ ಈಸ್ ಇನ್ ಅನದರ್ ಟೇಬಲ್, ಸೊ ಐ ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಇಟ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಇಟ್ ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಥ್ರೂ ದ ಸಬ್ ಕ್ವೆರೀಸ್. ಸೊ ಈಗ ನಾನು ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದೆ, ವೇರ್ ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಐ ಡಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು, ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ದ ಕಾಲೇಜ್, ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಐ ಡಿ ಐ ಡೋಂಟ್ ನೋ ಫಾರ್ MTech. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಡೂ ಇಸ್, ವೇರ್ ಕೋರ್ಸ್ ಐ ಡಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು select course ID from TBL underscore MST underscore course list, where course name equal to say MTech. So 2 conditions here, 2 subqueries in this. One subquery for college name, second subquery for course name. Run this application. Nobody is studying MTech in PDA, so we'll go for MCA and we'll see no students of that also. MBA no students, yarna idaralre. BSc no students, matte yaar idara, BSc BCA no students. Let me see the table record, like ಏನದ data ಅಂತೇಳಿ, so that we can get the data of that. So it is 1 and 3. Okay, so we have 1 and 3 combination. One is actually MCA, but they are not from PDA college. They are from one is Upper College. Upper College MCA we will check. Okay, multiple queries. Now this is getting confused. Okay, we'll keep it as Upper College and courses MCA. I think we have 1 record for this. Yes. So ಎರಡು record condition match ಆಯಿತು, and I am getting the details in this. ಈ ರೀತಿ ನಾನು ಬರೀ 2 ಟೇಬಲ್ ಅಂತ ತೋರಿಸ್ಲಿಕ್ಕತ್ತೀನಿ. You should start practicing with 1 table. Once you get the data, try for 2 tables, 2 subqueries in 1 query. Bantu, try for 3, try for 4. You should keep increasing, because now currently we have a project where we have around 100 tables. In that there are some 60 master tables. 60 master tables ava. We need to retrieve the data from those 60 tables. At least on 15 table the data retrieve ಮಾಡಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದ by using these kind of subqueries in this case. So you can understand the real time projects ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಾಂಪ್ಲೆಕ್ಸಿಟಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಬಟ್ ಒನ್ಸ್ ಯು ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟುಡ್ ಒಂದು ಟೇಬಲ್ ಇಂದ ಡೇಟಾ ರಿಟ್ರೀವ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ನೋ ಮ್ಯಾಟರ್ ಇಫ್ ಇಟ್ ಇಸ್ 100 tables, ಯು ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ರಿಟ್ರೀವ್ ದ ಡೇಟಾ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇಮ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೇಸ್, ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ದ ಐ ಡಿ ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಟು ಮೆನ್ಷನ್ ದ ಸಬ್ ಕ್ವೆರಿ ಫ್ರಮ್ ದಟ್ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೇಸ್. ಸೊ ಆ ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಇಂದ ಡೇಟಾ ಒಳಗೆ ಬರೀತೀವಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೆವರ್ ಯೂಸ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಸಿಂಬಾಲ್ ವೆನ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ರೈಟಿಂಗ್ ದ ಸಬ್ ಕ್ವೆರೀಸ್. ಬ್ರಾಕೆಟ್ ಒಳಗೆ ಏನು ಮಾಸ್ಟರ್ ಟೇಬಲ್ನ ಏನು ಡೇಟಾ ತೊಗೊಂಬರ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಿ, ಇಫ್ ಯು ರೈಟ್ ಅ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಸಿಂಬಾಲ್ ಇಟ್ ವಿಲ್ ಗಿವ್ ಅ ಎರರ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದ ಸಬ್ ಕ್ವೆರಿ ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ 1 ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಆಸ್ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್. ಅದರದ್ದು ಔಟ್ಪುಟ್ನಾಗ ಒಂದೇ ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಬರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ನೆವರ್ ಎವರ್ ಗಿವ್ ದ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ ಸಿಂಬಾಲ್ ಇನ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕೇಸ್. ಸೊ ಈ ರೀತಿಯೊಳಗೆ we can perform the subquery operations in our table in this case. Okay, so we'll stop at this point in the